is done. Oop. New AI farm is done. We've put 2 fields in, 2 fairly decent sized fields. We've got some bushland up here, as that's per theme of this build. The house is pretty much done. I just put a few rocks and boulders around, fireplace, somewhere for the residents there to sit in the afternoon when they've knocked off work, and a couple of little decorations here and there. So it's not just a farm that's going to sit here stagnant, it's actually a sales point, so import export out of there. So now we've got the shop and we've got here as a sales point. So I just did something a little bit different, nothing over the top, just very bare, mowed grass, and just a little bit of, you know, not much at all. Oh, I didn't think that bit of fence was there for a moment. So they've now hired our services again, and we've returned the plough. They want us to grab the stone, and in return we get to keep the stone, so that's going to give me free lime, which I'm happy about. And the driveway through here is not too bad. The gateway opens and closes, so we're going to put another field out there for this house. Even though it's AI, it doesn't really matter. Nice sweeping driveway. I'll go back and get the stone collector. So a pretty decent sized field. We should get quite a bit of stone out of it, and it gives me an opportunity to use my new stone collector, which is great. I'll just pull into the farm. So there's our new neighbour. The farm's not so empty. Just before I grab the stone collector, I'm just going to duck home for a moment, and I'm going to see what it looks like from the house. So I can see their fields, and I can see the other house up there now. So that's cool. We have a neighbour. I'm liking it. I think it's great. Because there's no traffic on this map, it can get quite bare, I guess. No matter how far out I build it, it's still bare. There's no traffic, no pedestrians and stuff like that. So, which is funny, because most of the time when I play on maps that have the traffic, I end up turning it off at some point or another because they just get so frustrating. But nonetheless, I'm doing the best I can to try and... I didn't even get the stone picker. Too busy chatting. So we got the fields done. They were fairly easy to do. Had a few little frustration moments. And we've got the service station down the back there, so we can see that from the farm as well. So I'll have things spaced out, but still close enough that it can be seen. Here's the new stone picker. It's a 8 metre, which is great. Or is it 9 metres? I think it's 8 metres. And that's my stone storage just ahead. I'm just going to close. Actually, I'll leave the door open. So all this here is my lime maker on the left. Lime and water. We get, sorry, stone and water. We get lime, and that's the stockpile I get off my field. And the deal I had with this new neighbour is that if I pick the stones, I get to keep them. So I'm all in for that. we've got 2 fields here to do, and I'm probably just going to send the AI on his way. I've only got $4,000. I might have to sell one more plot of land. This is his property here. So as far as my farm's concerned, I've got nothing to do for a couple of days on it, so I figured why not build an AI farm. Yeah, give it a little bit more of kind of lived in feel. So how am I going to do this? He's going to run into trouble at the bottom end, so I might have to just do one headland. I'm doing this one clockwise. Now, let's see how wide this is. Oh. Wow, that unfolded on its own. Yeah, I think it is 8 metres. Tearing along. So we'll clear this field off, and then the AI should be able to take over and do it all themselves. This angle here doesn't run with the grid, so might have a few dramas just on this edge here. It's just not really a worry because that road's on a slight angle. There's not much fun in building everything square, so try to make it a little bit more realistic. The road's kind of a little bit more realistic and whatnot. It looks like a real homestead. Enjoying it. And I think I'll do a headland on the... I'll finish this road, and then I'll run one around on the other paddock, and then we'll send the AI out to do the rest of it. And I'm pretty sure just over that edge of the field there we're going to have to do a little bit of tidy up in the middle. Where are we? Geez, one headland and we're a quarter full. I have to keep my eye on that. In some places there are no stones. Anyhow, some big ones here. With the real big ones you can't pack them in the ground. The roller won't roll them down, so only the small ones. Oh, I missed that edge a bit, but that's alright. And because this is a bit off angle as well, I'll have to do a bit of a tidy up down this end of this field, which is not a problem. Over there, it comes standard on No Man's Land map. Let's just turn this around. This comes standard. These vineyards are already here, so I might put them back into play and bring this old shed back to life. Probably put a little farmhouse over here somewhere. Probably somewhere over here, and a small little factory and whatnot here. This guy can make wine, I guess. But that's for another time. Just little ideas that I got. So we'll end up having 2 neighbours, and probably that one over there I'll move the house a bit further away, so putting neighbours around me. I want to keep that country feel about this build, so I'm going to try and keep everything within sight but far enough away so it's still fairly roomy. Now we'll let the AI complete the rest of this. I'll let him go up and away. I'm going to sell another plot of land. I'll sell 2. Let's make sure this guy behaves himself. See what he does when he gets to the end. The farm looks alright from a distance. And that's the AI farm. You should turn around. I don't have much faith in the workers in this game. They're bleak at best. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Use that thing on your shoulders, mate. It's called your brain. Put that into gear. Get it working. Okay, it looks like he's gonna. See what happens when he gets to the other end. So I don't think I want to do any more detailing here. We'll wait for these trees to come back, because that'll thicken it out a bit more. It kind of looks country, bit worn, you know, bit of traffic. This here is import export, so it's not only just an AI farm that makes the map look a bit busier, a bit more full, but it also has a purpose of a sales point, and that's the idea of building other farms. I'm not really going to work these fields unless I want to, but I have no reason to. My farm gives me enough hay and enough silage bales off this grass field. It gives me enough straw from barley and this wheat field. It also feeds my chickens, and that goes all the way down here. So, and this is a little oat field, which is enough to feed the horses, and I get a little bit of straw off that as well. So I'm totally self-sufficient on this small little farm. I've got 20 head of cattle, and I don't want to put any more. So any new calves that are born, I'll get rid of most of the old girls, and then I'll just breed up the small ones until they're mature and they breed, and then we'll just do that rotation, because this is the biggest paddock you can get with any cow structure, and it's fit for about 10 cows really, for the amount of feed that they're going to get off it. It's probably only 2 cows would actually survive off that without feed. But yeah, anyway, and these are the little bull pen here. Too many bulls. I'm going to sell 3 of them. 2 of them are calves, one's mid-age and 2 are older, so I'll get rid of the older ones. I'll probably just sell 2 of them, and I make my own carports here, because I don't like any of the in-game sheds really. I just don't like them. As you can see, I build all my own everywhere. So this is my bale sheds. I've got to make some grass bales as well and put over here. So I've got my silage, my hay, and I'll put some grass in this one, probably on the next cut. I wanted to get some hay and some silage bales up and away. So wanted to work on them more than grass anyway. That's my humble little home. It's kind of leafy, you know. There's my bike, only bought that yesterday. Goes alright, that one. It's better than the other one. The first motorbike mod that came out was a bit dodgy, but that one's alright. So we're fenced off, and we've got a service station over here. We haven't got much to brag about on this map at the moment. We're broke, so I've got to make some more money. So yeah, as you pull in from the motorway out there, you come in that gate, you come straight to the shop, and having the service station here will bring visitors in and out to get fuel should they need it. So it's a good little point to stop, which means that this here would be a good little commercial area. Maybe put a factory sort of up behind here, a production factory, maybe one, maybe for Taylor. Oh, I don't have sheep, so I don't know, I'll work that out, but a couple of cafes and that through here would be good, and a bit of a waterway. So that's probably what that's going to be, something like that. And we got our neighbour up here. I'll also probably continue this road through, get a neighbour up the top, up this end, and run the top of this hill as a field. It should be quite challenging, and probably put the homestead sort of here somewhere. So then, yeah, I'm going to make sure the farms are fairly spread out and give it a little bit more rural kind of feel to it. I don't want to spend any more money on fencing at the moment, but there's a few more fields to put out here for this house anyway. So is he full? I think he's full. Yep. Yeah, I'm emptying it, don't worry. So I was going to put a joining gate onto that road there, so I wouldn't have to go around, but if I had a property here I wouldn't put a gate there, so I'm probably going to not do that. Put the tractor to work a little bit coming up that hill, which is fantastic. Kind of like it. It's got a bit of a rural feel to it. There's the entry point gate there for another paddock or two out that way, and just a humble little homestead, nothing too over the top, nothing lavish, just something that's lived in. Go and drop these off in our stone pile. That's our reward for working those two fields for that neighbour. Hopefully we can sell some milk to them. Get some community spirit going on. So here we go. We can put this pile up a bit. Now the reason I use these bunkers here, you go into silos, it is a mod, and they're only just here, and it's build your own bunker silos, and it's these. They've got small little increment moves, so you can put them where you want. You can lap them, you can fold them, you can do just any angle you want. You can build awnings on top of them. I place them together because they don't bleed. You can stuff the rocks right up to the top and they won't bleed through. Every other in-game storage areas, they all bleed through. The barns, the sheds, you put something up against the wall like that and they all bleed through out the back here and that. And it's just frustrating. So that's why I use these. And if I wanted to, I can put these awnings like I've got here, these green awnings. These stilts don't have collisions on them. So I just got these so that the horses and the cows and the bulls and that can have shelter from the sun, the rain and the snow. They cast shadows, they have snow roofs on them, they're pretty good. They're under sheds. And it's just these, you get a variety of lengths and widths. You get really long ones, and then you've just got a ridge cap as well that you can also do. So when you build, sky's the limit. And what's good about these bunkers is if I wanted to shelter this, if I was putting TMR in here instead of stone, it's going to collide with me because I've got the tractor there. But these stilts will actually, if you look at the legs, you can get them to sit inside the walls. So if this was longer, they'd fit in the walls, and it doesn't collide. So if I wanted to put a shelter on the stone, which I won't, which I will. Oh no, I just made my stone disappear. I just shot myself in the foot. But anyway, you can see that they sit nicely inside the wall and no collision on it. So now I have to go and get more stone. I just shot myself in the foot terribly then. I don't think this is going to fit under. Yeah, see, it's got a collision on it. Now I can dump this right up against the wall here. Oh dear, it does sure have a collision. Righto, I'll have to take that into consideration. Why I put an awning on that, I don't know. It's not like stones have to be kept dry. I suppose it just looks a bit complete. So anyway, I like them because they don't bleed through. Mailman's been, has he? No, we'll put that up. We've got new neighbours now. I suppose I'm going to have to drive a little bit more cautiously. Never know when they'll be out on the street. I think this driveway could use a little bit of grass in the centre. Just little smidgens here and there. So I'll get around to that another time. Yeah, I think it's coming up pretty good. So this will be the sales point. It's fairly smooth. And like I said, the benefit of building AI farms is if you always put either a fuel station or you just put something there that's going to give you reason and purpose to use it, then it's not a waste of slots. Where were we up to here? Oh. We're up to just here. And we'll get the worker back onto this. Off he goes, nice and square. So the fields will be set ready to go if I want to. But the main purpose is that just because this map has no traffic, no pedestrians, you need something to make it look lived in. What I'm going to do is just quickly load up my first build of No Man's Land. Now I cheated money in on the one I'm going to show. I'm just going to quickly save this and just load that one in, and I'll show you what I mean, that I cheated in about $100 million. I reckon I would have by the time I'd finished. But I'm going to load it in. It's called No Man's Land Aussie style. Now the complete map is not the music. Not the music. Aussie style here. 112, nearly 113 hours. So we're just going to load this up. 113 hours I spent. Now I started this map just to practice landscaping, building bridges, you know, modifying the land, and it just started to work out, and I started to save it, and then I started cheating in money, and then I didn't stop cheating in money, and then I cheated in some more money, and then I got impatient waiting to sell crops, so I cheated more money in, and I just kept cheating money in, and I reckon $100 million I put into this build. 113 hours? No, it was more than that. 126 hours or something. I just mentioned it. I don't remember now. It was a hell of a lot of real life hours I put into this build. But what I'm trying to show here is that even though I've completely built this map out, it's empty. It's full of stuff, but it's empty. There's no realistic lived-in feel, which is what I'm trying to reproduce on the new build that I'm doing now. I don't even play this map anymore. 112 or 113 hours, and I don't ever play on it no more. It should load up any second. I had problems with this map and I couldn't load it in. It corrupted all the files on my cloud as well, and I used 82 Studios mods. As soon as I downloaded 82 Studio mods, this game just crashed on me endlessly. I deleted his mods and was able to get it all back. So I don't know, there's some sort of conflict with my mods that I've got and 82 Studios mods or something. Oh, that's my alarm. Come on, load up, Matt. There we go. So I'll do a flyover. No, I've gone the wrong way. So this is 112 hours, this build. And it's the usual homestead there that I've got. We'll go down, we'll head towards the factory. Actually, what I'll do, I'll come from the shop. This is a massive build, so here we are at the shop. I've also got an entranceway here that links up to the back of my farm, but we'll get around to that in just a moment. So okay, we come down the main road and you can see this is fairly glitchy now, this map. Anyway, it's the workshop, it's product buy and the diesels, two different sets of diesels. I've got power lines that connect everywhere. You can see the power lines all run back up to the shop, to this electricity box here that I put in, and all the power is all connected all the way through the map, through this complete build. We'll go over to the right hand side, which is my farm, in a moment. So we come in here, I've got all my productions in here. This is TMR production, which is empty now pretty much. This map's really good for putting lakes and water systems in, rivers and whatnot, because the water table's really low. This is my fermenter for grass, to turn it into hay. Every time I played on this map, it was like at least 5 hours non-stop. This road I put in, this was going to be a residential area that I've put up here, and this top corner, we'll just get to it now as quick as I can. So this corner here was going to be the entranceway, and I had two signs, welcome to, I named it some suburb. I had a sign on each side here, but I ended up deleting that mod. So this was the entrance, and then I was going to smooth some of these out, put some residential houses all along the hilltop. I was going to run it all the way around, but I'm glad I didn't, because I don't play on the map anymore. But you'll see in a minute, there's a lot on this map, but it's empty. There's no traffic, there's nothing. I've got power lines that hook everything up. Another production area. Here's the dairy, the grain mill production area. Got the tailor shop here. It's where all the wool goes, wool production. Everything's just fully detailed. Like, I spent so many hours in it. All the little Chinese workers are in here working for 50 cents an hour in the sweatshops. I put a one-way in because I was running triple semi-trailers, road trains on this map, and I couldn't get around this corner going this way, so I made sure I put an arrow down, made it one way around so I could still access the back. We've got lunch areas. I've put all that sort of stuff into this build, lunch areas and tables and chairs and whatnot, sort of everywhere. Just over here we got the dairy. Everything's fenced and powered. The old dairy truck there. So you can see I've spent a long time on it. So that's the dairy, extra slurry and milk storage. I've got no grain in here. I was only using it just for storing milk in these. We've got the farmers market, little court area. I built this for tourism, so they could come down here, come off the highway, grab a bite to eat, let the kids play in here while they do their shopping and whatnot. And then over here, that's the farmers market. We're coming down to the foreshore now. I had something else here, I can't remember what it was. We've got the bakery on the corner, and we've got some pallets and whatnot for the bakery. I try to make this fairly realistic. This is the foreshore. We've got stormwater runoff all around. There's fish in here. We've got the Martha restaurant. So you can see all the detailing I've put into it, and I spent a long time on this map. I just don't play it anymore. I offered it up to the community and no one wanted it, so probably not to people's liking. This is all the service way to service all of these businesses here. We've got the foreshore, we've got some fishing docks. You come and have a fish, walk through the park and have your lunch. Kids can have a play here. Got a fireplace on the water's edge and some timber. And yeah, just kind of let my imagination run a bit wild on this one. And we've got the sweet shop here, some postcards and ice creams and blah blah blah, a bit of parking. This is a nightclub. So at night, I had all the lights up, but they made the FPS play up real bad, so this looked pretty good at night. I put a lot of detailing into here. It's a restaurant slash nightclub. So once again, another fountain and some nice little areas for people to come and have a dance and get drunk and carry on. This is the pub as well, across from the road. Also runs the foreshore. Yeah, just made a big pub area, sort of beer gardens and all that sort of thing. And squared it all up. And over here I had all the vines and all that running here, but they were just a nightmare. So I just got rid of it. I had olives here on these two rows, and had the vineyards on these two rows. This is where I had the shed for the olives and the shed here for the grapes. I had a silo here, and this is where the grape factory was. So you'd reverse in here, you'd dump off in the grape factory, and had all double gates and stuff. We zip around here to the service road. We've got hotels, 2 hotels up here that go up the hill. We walk along the foreshore this side as well and go for a fish, and a couple of tables and whatnot, a little bit of bush. Another fireplace on this side. Walk up the hill there, go to the hotels. Another this one is a bridge walkway for people to walk from one side to the other. And yeah, some walkways, you know, just something to people come and chillax, get away from the city, sort of chill out down here in no man's land, get away from the hustle and bustle, I guess. We've got a few customers here. So these are the hotels. A little bit of entertainment, small little restaurant kind of in the centre there. I had to put the delivery spot here because I had it here and I had nowhere to turn around. When I'd bring the tractor and that up here, I didn't have enough room to turn around to come back out. So what I did was I just drove up, backed in, made the delivery, and then I was able to drive out forward back down the hill. We head around here, head over to the mining area now. And we're coming through the gates. These are all sliding gates. We got a way in and way out stations here. We've got the office. Up the back we got the BGA. And just a wraparound BGA. So just wraps around there. Solid fertiliser production. And to the left we've got some entranceways for all the miners and all the blokes that work here. They mine 3 different things out of this quarry. You get lime, and the lime gets stored here, and we've got granule fertiliser which gets stored here, so I'd come and buy it from here, and then salt would get stored here. I spent so many hours on this damn map, it's not funny. And serviceway entrance for the workers so they can go straight to work. And this wraps around to the back of my farm from the other way, so I'll come in this way and we'll use this service road. Come down here, it's just a service way. Got the horses to the left, but we'll come back to that in just a moment. So we've got the farmhouse up there on the left, and down here is the truck yard, and we come into the truck yard here. And once again, another bit of water, and we'd wrap around, and this leads into my farm. We'd wrap around here, and all the trailer parking. I just got double road trains in here now. I was running triples, just because it was fun. So yeah, the office and auto load trailer, and these 2 are manual load trailers. We come out of here, and we're into the cream of the mont. This is the big warehouse, fully operational. It's pretty awesome. This is the entranceway. It's all lit up at night as well, through another security gate, and then through the weigh station. And we come in here, and we got all of our docks. I couldn't get in with the tractors, even the small forklift was struggling to get in and out here for access. So I put this mod here, and that allowed me to go straight in and out the door, and it worked absolutely perfect. I've got bales and that stored in there at the moment. I sold all the pallets because I didn't have any pallet storage left, which is why I had pallets sitting out at the grain mill, but I just didn't end up playing it again. And we've got parking, we've got wash bay, we've got the electric charge station and the biomass fuel, a couple of local deliveries, regional delivery trailers, some more little small Pantech trucks there, a bloke coming back with his empty crates after delivery, lunch area, a little bit of detailing. These guys are loading up, not with bales obviously. We've got a sell point here, another office. This is where the forklifts park, and there's the other power substation. Everything has power running to it, everything, every building has realistic power running to it. We'll go around to the farm now. As you can see, there's a lot on the map, but it's empty. There's nothing here, it's just completely empty. So there's the hotels, there's the homestead on the right. These are the horse paddocks. So a bit more realistic, they trample and dirt the ground up. So one horse per pasture. You don't have to worry about giving them feed and water as long as you keep one horse in the actual pen. The straw that this horse uses, the water and the feed automatically go to every horse that you've got. So just to make it a little bit more realistic, I just got the horses out here. They don't walk around out here, but they do stamp their feet and put their head up and down and brush their tail, and they move but they don't walk anywhere. So wherever you get off them is where they'll stay. Yeah, so got the chickens here, 2 chicken pens, and small field, this small little wheat field for the chickens. I did have honey storage here, but I took that away for some reason, and that's just there for oat for the horses and wheat for the chickens. We scoot around here, as I said, lots and lots of water features on this build, and my grass fields out here. The sheep. So obviously I'm not racist, I've got black and white. Just the world we live in today. It's just ridiculous. Everything you do is scrutinised to have a meaning or a reason behind it. That leads up to the farmhouse. And we come up here, up the hill, and over to the farmhouse. I never finish decorating this. I got the basics of it done, but never really completed it. So, excuse me. Another water feature, obviously. So this is where my water source is, and got a windmill there to drag the water up to put into the water source. This was one of my sheds. I think it was for the grass and all that. Here's that other dairy cattle barn that I use quite often in a lot of my builds. These are for the Swiss breeding at the moment. Got bulls and that in there with them, so that's why I know they're breeding. And we got one bull and a limousine in here in this breeding pen. All their manure, plenty of storage. Don't know what I was doing there. I have no idea what I was up to when I was playing this map. I've got heaps of manure storage, heaps of slurry storage, so I was making a ton of money out of it. This is where my bales were going. I've got another one. Look, this holds 260 cattle. You just, within 1 week, this amount of cattle in this little area, there'd be nothing left. It'd just be dirt, slosh, mud, dirt, just, yeah. I'd like things to be made a bit more realistic, and I know it doesn't suit everyone having large pastures, but for maps like No Man's Land, big pastures, realistic sized pastures would fit beautifully here. So this is all my storage sheds, bit of fuel there. I was using big bags here at the time for seed and fertiliser and whatnot. Another grass field, bit of an L-shaped field. This is up the back of the property. And I've got another field here. This one's fun to work on because of the hills and that. The tractors, you could hear them working really hard. I don't know if you can see, but it undulates left, right, up and down. It's pretty cool. And I was going to put all residential all up through all that way there. Not up on the hill, but all on the flat. Here's the back road that leads us around the farm. And these are all my fields with funny things going on with them at the moment. Got bow ties in them for some reason. Anyway, I had every single crop on this build, every single crop. So $100 million I reckon I put into it. I got sugar beets, wheat, barley. I got 3 storage silos, all the harvesters, cotton, potatoes, sugar beets. I had silage additive stored in there. I think I deleted that for some reason. This was corn, or it still is corn, big corn field. Potatoes, no, they're sugar beets. This long strip here is potato. It's a massive strip. This one here is sugar cane, which is not far off harvest actually. Really big field. I've got beehives all over the place. Beehives everywhere just to... I was making millions and millions of dollars on this map. It was just incredible. So I didn't really need to cheat it in. If I had have waited, I would have got more proudness out of it. This is all cotton. Big massive cotton field. And I've also got what are they called? Sticks, man. Those things, yeah. I can't remember what they're called. But got the harvester and that in here. And this gate leads us back. So that's pretty much the map. Lots and lots of detailing, lots of businesses. The PDA is just ridiculous. Don't know why it's saving. I didn't do anything. So yeah, but that's what I mean. So much. It's so empty. So yeah, that's why I'm doing the new build, and I'm going to try and make it feel kind of lived in. So yeah, that's why I started the new No Man's Land. I don't even play this map anymore. Can't remember the last time I actually logged on to play it. So yeah, okay, I'm going to end the session. I've got to go somewhere. Take my dog to the slaughterhouse. I've had a gutful of him. All right, talk to you all later.